I'm Carol Kelso with CNS Next, right here in the Breezeway, to talk about National Mental Health Awareness Month. And who better to talk about this situation than our own Gregory Roberts with
Georgia
Georgia
Pines.
Pines. And you are a co-responder. Now, a lot of people in our community might not be aware that this co-responder position has been open for what, about a year? You've been with them? Okay. Give us a little background, Gregory. Georgia Pines, where you, and I understand you've moved out to Southwestern.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Give us a little background. What's coming up? You've got some events coming up, but tell us how you got involved and what the co-responder program is all about.
Absolutely. The co-responder program, simply put, is a diversion program. Right. Traditionally, what law enforcement has is two options: to let someone go, or if something goes wrong, they would take that person to jail. What we acknowledge now is that there are times that people don't need to be in jail. Right. There are things that mental health challenges can make things difficult for folks. So, if we want to do the best for them and hopefully prevent any sort of future problems, we can respond. And that's what I do with police to try to get people to the place.
And I do remember last year when we talked with you that Captain Glover talked about their only recourse was to let them go or to put them in jail. But now that a co-responder program has come along, you're able to, when you get the call, tell us a little bit about that. Walk us through that.
Absolutely. So, what it would look like is anyone in the community who has any sort of suspicion or worry that somebody might be a danger to themselves or someone else, they can call the dispatch non emergency line.
Okay.
That's 229 226 2101.
Perfect.
From there, they would request a co responder. What
Okay.
ends up happening there is whether it's in the city or the county, a law enforcement unit would be dispatched to that address. Once the scene is safe, they call me, and I come out and assess the situation and see if I can be of help.
All right. What's the youngest you've had to respond to? Youngest child?
I have responded to an individual that was 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So it really is when it comes to mental health and those challenges, it really cuts across all sorts of lines that you might think.
Well, I would imagine if a child is going through some kind of anxiety or panic attack and all the sheriff and police are out with all the lights, how much better for your calming personality and presence to walk through the door and what? You begin just bringing them down a little bit.
Absolutely. Normally, my first question is, what are we doing tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because
Oh,
that gives
that's
me an
good.
idea of where you're at. Do you think there is a tomorrow? That sort of thing.
That's
But to
great.
be quite honest with you, I do not wear a police uniform because
Right.
while we partner with law enforcement, I want to set myself apart as a separate entity, even though I couldn't do what I do without, the folks who
Absolutely. We
wear the
want you to be
badges.
safe.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely. I love a safe scene.
Yes. Now I notice your shirt says Leaf, but you're with Georgia Pines. Unpack that a little bit.
Absolutely. So I am part of the LEAF program, which is actually a co-response program across three counties: Thomas, Mitchell, and Colquitt. So we are LEAF, which is locate, engage, assist, and follow up, which is a big part of what we do. Not only do I respond to crisis situations, I'm mandated by my program to follow up within 48 hours to ensure that the help that we've provided is actually working.
So it's one guy so far for 3 counties?
Well, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you and me sleeping.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm very excited and fortunate to have Julio Gunnell, who works out of
Okay.
Colquitt County, and then Megan Cannon, who works
Oh, perfect.
in Mitchell County.
And I understand we've got the money, but so we're waiting for more counties to come on board.
Absolutely.
This is a great program. Now, are you involved with the schools at all?
Absolutely. I partner with our Apex program. Georgia Pines also has a school-based counseling program who has contact with me. So if they come across a crisis situation, they can always reach out to me. So
Okay.
that's a great thing.
Okay.
But at times where a counselor might be busy, the school staff and also the SROs that are in, they're part of Thomasville Police Department. They also have my number and they can dispatch me as well.
Great, great, great. Well, got an event coming up. It's going to help us understand a little bit more of your job and what takes place and what it entails. So tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So we have the Mental Health Awareness Fair is going to be coming up on May 21st. It'll be running from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Is that a Saturday?
No, I think that's a Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Actually. So it'll run, if you've got some time at lunch, you can come on out. There'll be snow cones, tacos, donuts, and of course, a number of speakers. I know Sheriff Watkins is going to be there. Chief Glover will be there. I will be there. I hope that's not a deterrent. But as far as a lot of people in the community, and what we want to do is just spread awareness, right?
Sure.
People who are experiencing mental health challenges aren't bad people trying to get good. They're
Right.
sick people trying to get well.
Right. And you are here to help them. And I'm sure your presence is very calming and soothing. And we're just glad to have you on board. Now, where is the event?
The event's going to be over at the old Southwestern building.
Okay.
Georgia Pines has moved over there, so I think the address is 252 Woodlands Boulevard.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. That's off of Pine Tree.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, that is super. So give us one more rounding figure. May 24th.
May 24th, the Mental Health Awareness Fair. That will be at the old Southwestern building from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay. Some speakers and some food.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of food.
That's great. Thank you so much, Gregory. We've learned a lot. Hope to have you back next year.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes. Well, that was Gregory Roberts with the Co-Respondents Program. And stay tuned. We have Aleks Arwood coming up. Well, we're right here still in the breezeway, as you can tell, and we just finished talking with Gregory Roberts about the co-responder program, but now we've got someone, Aleks Arwood. We interviewed her last year, you remember, but she has so many things happening. I cannot wait for our community to hear how Aleks is, what she's bringing to the world around her, what she's bringing to the state of Georgia. And so, Aleks, take it away. Aleks Arwood.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. This is such an honor to be back here this year. But I am headed back for year 3 at Miss Georgia, but this year I'm doing something a little bit different. I am expanding my initiative from the epidemic of loneliness like we talked about last year. And this year I have a new initiative called What If We Lead, which is a leadership program for young adults.
What if
Yes.
you lead?
What if you lead?
All right. And that's an initiative. Now, you're still with the University of Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're doing all this in broadcast journalism and your initiative, and you're still competing.
Yes.
Okay. Where do we begin? All right. So talk to us a little bit about your new initiative.
Absolutely. So I started with the epidemic of loneliness about 2 years ago. And when I was in my interview last year, I quickly realized that I had to do something a little bit different. Because when I was talking to officials, whether that be someone else in the community or even people at the Georgia Capitol, I was hearing that there's no one really doing something in the first place. So there needs to be someone who is stepping up to the plate to become a leader. And that's when I realized you have to have a leader in order to do something about the epidemic of loneliness.
That's amazing.
And so I decided, if I'm going off of loneliness, why don't we use the word we? Because we are the ones who can do something about it. And I remember a while ago when I was back in middle school and high school, I would always be the one to ask the what if questions, and my professors and teachers would say,
And they loved you.
different. For a little bit. But I started asking those questions, and then I realized if I get young adults to actually use that wording and ask those questions, then that's when they unlock their imagination, and that's when leadership actually begins.
And so this is primary tuned in to 18 to 30-year-olds?
Yes, 18 to 30. So right before you're able to join programs like Leadership Georgia, there seemed to be something that was lacking for people right out of high school, and then people in college, and then right out of college. So I said, well, I'm typically in that age group, so why don't I do something about it?
So how would I get, I'm a 19-year-old student. How do I get in touch with you?
Yes. Well, first of all, I am all over social media. I have a page called What If We Lead, but I also have a website called What If We Lead that talks about every single thing that I am doing. But I'm also a podcast host as well. I'm a broadcast journalism student at the University of Georgia, so it kind of went in tandem with that. But I also have just started this new thing, which is going to be launched on May 8th, but they're Leader Lab kits. So it's things that people can take into communities to promote leadership.
That's amazing. Now the kickoff is going to be right here in Thomasville, right?
It's at the Biscuit Company on May 8th.
Okay. What day of the week is that?
It's Thursday.
Thursday, what time?
6 o'clock.
Going to be you and who else?
And 3 other women who are going to be on a panel with me. I'm the moderator this year, so it's Chancey D. Daniels, Heather Abbott, and Katie Chastain, all women who are leaders in the community and even on the state level as well. So I'm really excited to talk with them about
So we'll go to your website
Yes.
for that. Okay, give that to us.
So it's whatifwelead.org, and there's also an Eventbrite link, so you can buy a ticket. They're free, but so
Okay.
you can come.
Just so you'll know
Yes,
about,
we
have a good idea.
an idea of how many people are coming. We have so many people that are registered so far, which truly makes my heart so happy, and I'm just so excited about it.
And what time of day?
6 o'clock.
That's so 4 women.
Yes, me including as the moderator, but
And
yes.
kicking off with your What If We Lead?
Yes.
That's amazing. And then can you fill us a little bit in on the Miss Georgia?
Yes, so I think I said at the beginning, I am headed to my third year
Yes.
of Miss Georgia, so I'm super incredibly excited.
And now you're Miss Northwest Georgia.
Yes,
Okay.
so I'm representing the northwest portion of Georgia, but it's so amazing to be from Thomasville, live in Athens for school, but also represent Northwest Georgia. I feel like I kind of have my foot in each part of the state, which is
Absolutely.
just
Yeah,
so
yeah,
incredible. But
yeah.
third year, I'm gonna fingers crossed, third time's a charm, but we'll see. I love Thomasville, so I'm really hoping that I can bring it home for us.
Well, we love you.
Thank you.
This is an amazing program. We are so grateful. So one more time,
Yes.
what time and day and where?
So, what if we lead Leader Lab on May 8th, Thursday at 6 o'clock?
At
The Biscuit Company.
perfect, right here in Thomasville.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that is so exciting. 6 o'clock. All right. Well, you've got all the info you need. You got 4 platforms we can find you:
Yes.
Instagram, website,
Instagram, Facebook, website, TikTok. I'm on
and your
everything.
podcast.
And my podcast on Spotify. So I am all over the place.
I think we can find you through all of that. We're looking forward to that. It's going to be amazing. What a phenomenal project. And thanks so much for watching. Love how this is all National Mental Health Awareness and what Aleks is doing to lead so many young people into What If We Lead and her new initiative. So stay with her, keep up with her, and we'll keep up with you as well. Thanks so much for watching. Glad to be here in the Breezeway and glad to be talking with Gregory and Aleks. We know it's going to be good.